The match right before the main event was very boring. I don't know who those people were though. So were they, I don't know if they were good people or bad people because I didn't know, so I just was playing on my phone. With the main event, I got excited that Kevin Owens won because I just met him at SummerSlam, so that was nice. And I felt like he was walking around with like a concussion the entire time because he was like walking around with his head. But then I really did like his genuine like surprise and smile when freaking Triple H came in. Oh, Big Cass! I finally figured out why all of the wrestlers go jump in the shower before they come out on the ring, because I never understood why everyone came out with long wet hair and they were dripping everywhere, and I just didn't understand why that was a thing. But then I felt like Big Cass forgot to jump in the shower, so his hair was all dry and flying all over the place. But that was great information because I always did wonder why they all came up, everyone came up sopping wet. So when I first saw Big Cass and what's his partner's name? Enzo. I thought that they were a special type of people. Not that he had like learning disabilities or anything like that, but they just the way that they present themselves, like when they're saying how you doing, like I don't get it. And then when they kept saying that he's 7 feet tall and you can't teach that, he is not 7 feet tall, he's 6'10". So I'm not sure why everyone keeps talking about how he's 7 feet tall, because he's not. So it should be, how does it go? Like, I'm Big Cass and I'm 6'10", and you can't teach that. You should. Why do you keep saying 7 feet tall? You don't just round up. I'm 5'2". That means I'm 6 foot. Like that doesn't make any sense. So I always thought that like there was just some challenges going on. And then when I was watching that boring match from before the first one, I was looking him up because I was like, he's not 7'10", and I wanted to verify that. Then I saw this like documentary thing that he did on ESPN, and he was saying that he was studying to be a doctor. So all my stereotypes just kind of went out the window, because if he's studying to be a doctor and I'm sitting there being like, oh, honey, were you dropped or something? Then, I mean, that just kind of changed everything. So I have a little bit more respect for the guy now. I can honestly tell you that. But he's only 6'10", he's not 7 feet tall, so their whole thing is just completely wrong. Roman Reigns. So he's my favorite. I love that he wears a bulletproof vest just because I wear a bulletproof vest in my job. And so I feel like we have that like connection, so we're pretty good friends right now. Then I know everyone thinks he's all attractive and everything, and I think he is. Like he's a big guy and everyone likes big guys and whatever. But then when you see him in like normal clothes, he's just not that attractive. Or when his hair's pulled back in a ponytail, it's still not that attractive. So I feel like he should just always walk around just getting out of the shower with his damp hair and his bulletproof vest, because then I think he looks attractive, but I feel like in real life he's not that attractive. Well, I like Seth Rollins. You made me watch that documentary of him when he got injured and he's coming back. And isn't he from Iowa, right? Davenport. So my uncle lives there, so that's pretty cool. And I'm glad that he got that blonde streak out of his hair, because that looks stupid. I don't know, he was injured and broken the entire time, the last year that I've been watching wrestling, so I'm just he's like a new character for me, so I don't know anything about him. I'm still getting to know the character because I don't really know him that well, but I am glad that the blonde streak was gone. I felt like when Triple H came out there and beat up Roman Reigns and then allowed Seth Rollins to come in and to pin him, I just felt like, couldn't he not do that himself? He did turn on Seth Rollins. See, I don't know. I just don't get it. Triple H used to be friends with Seth Rollins. Yeah, but he's always not really. But he never really liked Roman Reigns, right? No. Oh well, we got to do that meet and greet with Kevin Owens at SummerSlam, and that was really cool. And he seemed like a really nice person and genuine person, so that was fun. And then we got that interview and everything. When you interviewed him, then you were saying like what's on your bucket list or whatever for wrestling, and he was saying to win a main event or something like that, right? And so then I got really excited for him, since I just met him, that now he's the winner of this main event, because he really wanted that, and that made me feel really happy for him, even though the belt looks like it's a fruit by the foot. That's okay though. So Stephanie, I'm starting to like her a lot. I watched her on Total Divas, so I can understand where she comes on that aspect. I feel like if you're the commissioner person for it, I feel like you should have a little bit more control over your husband just kind of running in there and beating people up. Because I feel like if my husband came or whatever came to my work and started taking over, I'd be pretty pissed. So I wonder if they're gonna have a couple conversations tonight because, sorry, I know that, you know, you're married to a wrestler, but you can't just come in here and do that. Like, you're still the boss, so watch yourself. Mick Foley, I do think he needs a haircut and needs to wear pants that are like jeans or something. I don't get that, but I know that you're friends with his daughter. Also, why did they not jump in the ring? Because during SummerSlam, Sean McMahon jumped into the ring and was like, Shane McMahon, whatever, jumped into the ring and was like, no, stop beating up this guy. Well, why didn't they do it? If they're in charge, you could jump in the ring and be like, hey, husband, maybe you don't beat up my people because this is not fair. Now we're cheating. And now no one's going to take him seriously that he actually won, even though I really like Kevin Owens. I feel like they should have jumped in and said, watch it. I would rate the final, what's it called?
The main event.
The main event. I would rate it awesome, and I mean, I think it was one of the better ones because some of them, some Raws I would watch with you, nothing would be accomplished at the end of each match. Like, nothing changed, or someone's fight would just continue on to the next week. But this one I thought was really cool because, one, Kevin Owens won, and he said he wanted to do that when we interviewed him, and then I feel like he deserves that. There's going to be a lot of drama with Triple H jumping in there and kind of cheating or whatever, and everyone's going to say it's not a fair fight, but I enjoyed it, and there were times in there that I was like, ooh, like when you got smacked in the face or something like that. I feel like that's good wrestling, when you're actually like, ooh, that has got to hurt. It was good just because there was unexpected things that, like, we never even thought that Triple H would come in. That's not something that anyone would have thought, since even the commentators said we didn't see him since WrestleMania. I feel like that was really good, that because there's that surprise element, that it's not just like, you know what I mean, predicted or anything like that. So I thought that was good because no one saw him coming out. Based off of the main event tonight, I think I would tune in next week just because I want to know what the drama is. Again, I don't know a lot about wrestling or any of what the moves are called or anything like that, but I would want to know how they're going to spin it to say, is this a fair win, you know, or did Triple H completely block everybody from, block Roman Reigns and Seth Rollins from even having a chance, since he's strong and I don't know, whatever. But I feel like you gotta want to tune, or someone, even if you're not interested in wrestling, you want to tune in to know what the drama is about, because I feel like some stuff is gonna go down to see, especially since they're saying if Triple H won the match and just kind of handed it to Kevin Owens, you don't want that either.
From Raw, we saw the commercial for SmackDown, and I showed you that, because you know Daniel Bryan and The Miz.
Yeah.
What do you think of their little argument, or were you not paying attention?
I thought it was a little dramatic, but The Miz and Daniel Bryan's argument, because if Daniel Bryan is the general manager, why would you ever yell at your boss like that? Because, like, couldn't he fire you? I mean, in any job in the world, if you start yelling at your boss like that, you're gonna get in trouble and get fired. And I don't know why he would ever think that he has the right to yell at a boss like that. When The Miz said that Daniel Bryan was a coward because he can't wrestle anymore, I feel like it's not Daniel Bryan's choice that he can't wrestle. He literally got injured, and so if you're telling him to be a coward, you're basically signing his, you know, death warrant, because he could literally hurt himself or become paralyzed or something that would affect his entire life with his family and his kids and everything. That calling him a coward because he gave up wrestling to make sure that he is still able to walk and whatever, I feel like that's heroic, and you're putting your family first instead of your career, which is how any person, man, should be, to put your family first before any career. So I feel like, I feel bad for his wife if that's his mindset, to say The Miz, to say that, you know, you're a coward because you're not coming out here and you're not, you know, putting wrestling first. That should never be it. If you get injured during any job, you have to put your family first.
The Miz says he's wrestled for 10 plus years and he hasn't got hurt once.
Well, maybe The Miz didn't get hurt once because he doesn't wrestle that well.